Hong Strong.
So we've done one video, but you weren't even here. I did one video.
He did one video.
So we thought might as well show there's like two people at Hong Strong.
Yes, Hong and Strong.
And over here,
Ginger crying.
yeah. So anyway, the reason for the video today was just trying to get something because obviously Annie and I have kind of completed, and we'll give you a tour when we're done, kind of what our home gym looks like, our garage gym, Hong Strong. But we started in October.
November.
So it's been over a half a year. And I think now we've built out a lot. We kind of started with what we had, like a little budget, and we started, and it kind of like incrementally just kept adding shit from there.
Definitely.
But I thought what would be cool is I wanted to get Andy's perspective now that he's here and he's kind of used his money as well. Like, what is the best things if you were going to get started with your own home gym? So if you wanted to kind of get started bare bones doing something at your house or in your garage or whatever space you've got, what do you got to do to get started? Like, what were like the 4 things or 5 things if you had to start over? You would say, like, I would just do these things to get rolling.
I mean, end goal, I think it depends, or not end goal, but the end result is kind of what your goal is.
Mm-hmm.
I think for us, we wanted to build strength, but at the same time, keep up endurance. So we kind of took the route, I think, of a more CrossFit approach. And so I think for us, the biggest things was we needed a Olympic bar, squat rack, bumper weights. I think like those 3 was like the foundation of everything that we needed. And then a bench was, I think, the 4th piece that I think helped us kind of round out everything. So I think if I had to pick 4, that's probably where I would start.
Yeah. And I think we use it, like we train 5 to 6 times a week.
Yeah.
And it's probably only one day we don't use those, which is like if we're on Saturday, if we're at the park.
And even then we might use the bumpers.
It's true.
So I think regardless, like almost every day we use a piece of those 4 things. And even the bar is great for you because you use it to stretch every day.
Yeah, true. So thinking about the bumpers then, like, I don't know what we started with, but like I'm not knowing people's strength levels, but what do you think you kind of need just to get started with bumpers then? Because I know that's kind of the expensive part too. Yeah. I mean, we've got the high temps from Rogue, and I mean those are probably the cheapest you can go from bumpers from Rogue, but they're still, I mean, it's going to hold up. So I feel like I'm going to put an investment in, but they're expensive. So I don't know. I think we started with maybe a 45, a 35, a 25,
a full round
and a 10.
Yeah, we had a full set. And then we actually got the 5s and the 2.5s.
Yeah.
Maybe like a week after.
And I think those are good like when you're going for your max attempts, like when you're really on that verge of want to try a little bit more, the 5s and the 2.5s can kind of get you a little extra without breaking the bank. Yeah. And I think the only thing that hurt us with the initial bumper purchase was that we couldn't really deadlift to our max, right?
Yeah,
like,
I think we didn't know either, right? What we never really truly maxed. And I think for us, once we started, we didn't realize I guess at least certain movements were stronger in some versus another, and so we were like, wow, we need some more weights. And then that's kind of when we started building out. We got a nice gift from Sean Callahan.
Yeah.
We got a set of 15s. He came in
and those are great because you can drop them. But when we had the 10s, if you were doing anything with like just 10s and you drop them, they're flimsy.
So that's like one thing I would probably start with 15s, but again, if it's your strength level, then 10s you probably would need. But the downfall of the 10s is they're a little flimsy, so when you drop them, they sometimes can kind of go erratically. Yeah. So shin guards are important. So yeah, I think 15s are must. 10s and probably just even the small weights from a starting standpoint, especially like depending on how intermediate, novice, or like advanced you are. I think that's a good foundation for like early stages, but definitely I think if you're a little bit more well-versed and more strength, some 45s, 35s are going to be needed.
Yep. And I think the good thing about our rack, and I'll show it to you if we can't see it on the video right now, is you're going to want a place probably to do pull-ups, because I think sometime in the week we're doing something with our body weight with pulls. So the rack we've got from Rogue, I think,
bars.
Yeah, it's the Monster S2, I think, but it's got a pull-up bar at the top, and it's not skinny and it's not super fat. It's got a good feel in the hands, and it's good for kipping. Like we have a 45 and a 35 on each side bumper plate, and we can do toes to bar, we can kip, and the thing is solid. It's not bolted in the ground, but it doesn't move at all.
Yep.
What about growing? So like if you were then expanding, like what were some things that helped us next, or like if you were gonna do a little extra, what are kind of your next tier?
I think our box was our next purchase, right?
Yeah.
Box, I think that was huge. We have like what I'm sitting on. We have these boxes initially, or Keith had them, but the problem he didn't like. You don't really get a good platform.
Yeah.
So we got the Rogue box, which like I think they use it in the games, which is like perfect because you can get a solid platform, really explode, open up the hips, and come back. Whereas this one, you're kind of kind of jumping kind of narrowly.
Yeah, your feet land narrow. If you're trying to land in a wide squat, you can miss.
Was this, and then I think kettlebells, right? I think
yeah.
we upped the kettlebells. I mean, luckily we had some regular weights, so I think it depends if you want to do some more conventional stuff. But I love the kettlebells next, and then I think after that we added more weight.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we realized is it was nice to have the bare minimum, but we wanted to test our 1 rep, our deadlift. We wanted to kind of, as our strength increased, we just needed some stuff. And we have 2 barbells too, so we don't do a lot of stuff where we're doing a workout at the same time, but it was kind of nice to have 2 barbells if we wanted to do something together, and enough weight that, you know, somebody could have a set of 25s and 15s and we could work out together. We just don't really have the space in here. I mean, that's the thing I wish we had. Yeah. We can't really invest more in is space, but we're in a garage, so the ceiling's low. We're kind of maxed out on equipment, so it doesn't have a lot of room.
It works well for 2. I mean, even 3, I think we get a good rotation in. Nice little extra breaks. And kind of as Keith said, with our strength growing, I think it was
strong.
Strong. Sorry.
I like to refer to as strong.
Sorry, strong. As what Strong was saying, it was kind of surprising. Like, I think if you're someone that's been working out and you've never done some of these moves and you start, you'll be surprised how quickly your strength builds up. Because I mean, we had to invest in weights in that within 3 months.
We're pretty badass.
Yeah, he's strong, so definitely
makes sense.
He needed more weights. And then we added some random stuff after that. I think luckily, you know, we got to the point where we wanted to just we like to mess around a lot at the park on weekends. So sled. What else did you get? The farmer's bar.
Yeah, for some strongman stuff.
The log bar.
And we were inspired a little bit. You know, we had a chance. We have a local gym here with some guys that really like the strongman stuff. So we got kind of introduced to Atlas Stones and log bars and farmers walks from Deuce Gym. So those are things we really enjoyed and thought could really round out our training. And we actually work on some of the CrossFit football programming, and they have some of the weird implements sometimes. So you don't have to have them. You can obviously sub around, but it's nice to have. But one of the things I also recommend, I think that I've learned probably the hard way, as we've done this one time now, is whatever you can look on Craigslist and be patient. If you're patient, you can obviously pick up stuff used. So one of the things that we picked up used for a really, really good price, I think we're fortunate to have in here, is a platform, and I'll show that to you as I'm speaking. But in the garage, the concrete floor, obviously we put some mats down to kind of keep the space cushion, kind of keep it nice and clean. And but the problem was it's hard to lift on rubber mats. So actually found on Craigslist a nice platform somebody had built. It's in 2 pieces. It's plywood with some mats on each side. So basically it softens, dampens the blow from the dropping the weights, and it also gives us a solid place to lift off of. And that's been a great pickup. And I found it on Craigslist, and I think I paid like $100 or so, and you get those new, and you're talking $400, $500. So if you're patient and you're able to kind of watch stuff and in a place where, you know, people might be putting good auctions up, keep an eye out for those kind of things and see what you can pick up used. We bought our air bike brand new, but a lot of times you can find an old Schwinn Airdyne, you know, for a couple $100 used. Those things hold their value, but that and a Concept 2 rower are great to have for the cardio days. But if you can find them, you know, for a couple $100 off the original price on Craigslist, highly recommend it. So keep an eye out on those is probably a recommendation kind of that we've learned.
And a portable speaker, because Strong likes his music. Yeah. He needs his specific music when he's lifting.
There's a correlation. I think it's science, #science, that music corresponds to 2 times your max if you have music playing. The right music. Yeah.
Clearly. EDM, always. Not EDM.
I think that's about it. So maybe next time we'll do kind of an in-depth of like some of the newest stuff we've got in here, kind of the cool things we've kind of thrown in that we use kind of less frequently, but wanted to kind of give you a quick feel of, you know, if you want to get started, here's the things we recommend. So I think it's barbell, plates, rack, pull-up bar, some kettlebells, and maybe even a box, and that should really get you started. And see how that's going for you, grow into it, find some stuff used, and share with us what you pick up.
I mean, you can even get creative and just buy some weights and take it to a park that has like a pull-up bar.
For sure.
You know, I mean, I think I've seen people do some weird things at the park. So I think, you know, depending on what your budget is, I think we were lucky enough that we kind of found each other. You know, Strong. You know.
Yeah, it's like a moment.
That was a moment. But that we were kind of both, you know, willing to dedicate to it, and I think that kind of obviously expedited and helped be able to kind of fund everything that we have, which is, you know, if you cut that budget in half, we're probably looking at half the gym.
Yeah, take a look what you're paying a month for a gym. Don't let the bullshit of you have to go somewhere or they don't have this get in the way of what you want to do. A lot of times you can do it. You can do it. Just save up, find some cheap stuff, start ground roots at your home or outside a park, and grow into it, man.
Donations from friends. Invite them over.
Kickstarter.
Yeah, Kickstarter from your friends. Hopefully they donate. I mean, we've gotten a couple good things from some good donations from some friends too. So, I think beyond it just being your own gym, it's like if you open it up, I think you'll be surprised at how many people be willing to come and even just kind of contribute to be able to partake in some of the stuff that you're doing, especially like if it's stuff that you're really passionate about.
For sure. Start the revolution. Join Hongstrong.
No, join Hongstrong.
Peace. Should we get really close, like make eye contact?
It was like my friend at a barbecue brought this girlfriend over son, and they were just talking to each other. And my other friend was making fun of it like it was a Maury interview because he was like this the whole time and like he was just ignoring everyone else.